Pleased to be joined now by the one, the only, the legendary, the menacing, the friendly. It's hard to be both menacing and friendly. DeMarcus Ware, thank you so much for joining us at Blogging the Boys. You and I would say that we got to stop meeting like this, but it is my job to provide Dallas Cowboys content for a living. So I'm grateful that this is like the 10th time, DeMarcus, that you and I get to do this.
You know what, man, it is actually is a cool thing. The last time we talked, you said that you're going to have something in your office that's 94. And I'm looking back there right now, and I don't see any 94 stuff back there, man.
Well, here's the thing. All right. That was my bad. But in my defense, I know you had a child recently. Congratulations to you and the family. My wife and I, we have a 10-month-old, almost 11-month-old. So it's been, you know the drill. It's been very busy, but and I will say this, one time I interviewed you, I did it from a hotel room, but mostly it's been from my office here. It does get a lot of comments. Obviously, I'm a big time Cowboys fan. Sometimes you do the interview here. All right. Now you have a lot of 94 stuff. I don't have any. I swear to you, DeMarcus, next time I can't I want you to pick for me. What do you want me to get? Do you want it to be a football? You want it to be a jersey? You need to tell me. And then I have to tell my wife, look, DeMarcus said, so what do you want me to get?
We got to get a picture. We will get a picture up there. It's easy to put up.
Okay. Picture DeMarcus Ware coming ASAP to the office. Thank you so much for joining us, D. Ware. Tell us about what you're doing with Crown Royal to start things off.
Man, they're having this awesome kickoff for Crown Royal campaign with the Southern Smoke Foundation. They've donated, $25,000 from their fund to Southern Smoke Foundation, which supports hospitality. When you think about hospitality, you think about serving, right? And you can't do anything without the service people, but also the military as well, because they also have a huge $1 million initiative that they're doing, which is the same part of the $25,000 donation that they're giving to just help out the military with other initiatives that they have. But I get to go cook barbecue sauce and barbecue with Bo Jackson this weekend. I mean, how cool is that going to be? And he is the barbecue connoisseur. And this is to me, a really big kickoff for them to raise money for hospitality and military so they can, help out with their water break campaign, with their Purple Bag Project campaign, and also, helping out with the Southern Smoke Foundation. So they do so much, being part of the NFL and being part of that. When I know that they're doing something accompanied with the purple bag, with Crown Royal, when you have that purple bag, you got something good. And I know they have something good, and being part of that is great.
I'm a big fan of Crown Royal, obviously the product, but all the work that Crown Royal does, certainly I know that you're a fan as well. The Purple Bag Project is great. And they devise a lot of ways to enjoy the football experience, whether that's their products or things like this, or this barbecue. This is happening in Houston. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
So big fan of Houston barbecue. I know obviously you had the Denver stint. Did you ever have KC barbecue, like on a road trip or something?
I did. I heard KC barbecue. Actually, you know what? I did have KC barbecue, and it was really good. But they say that there's nothing like the barbecue that's going to be going on down there in Houston with Crown Royal. I'm going to be able to put some Crown Royal in there. Listen, you know what? I'm not going to give it away. It's going to be a really good thing that we're having this weekend to raise money for hospitality for the Southern Smoke Foundation, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome. You and Bo Jackson. I mean, I trust the recipe you guys are going to cook up. Again, you don't have to tell anybody, the secret sauce, no pun intended. Bo Jackson, obviously an NFL great like yourself. I don't know if I've ever asked this. Who was your favorite NFL player growing up? I know you love the Cowboys, but who was your favorite NFL single player? Doesn't have to be a pass rusher. I imagine you gravitated to that direction at some point, but whose jersey did you have?
You know what's so crazy? I didn't have anybody's jersey, because I wasn't really a football fan when I was younger. It was sort of pushed on me because I played baseball. It was pushed on me when I hurt my shoulder playing baseball, and I was pushed to football. But then I just started watching Bruce Smith, right? And I started watching guys like Michael Strahan, and then OC played with me at Troy, went to the Giants. So I'm like, dang, Michael Strahan, OC. So those two guys were like my mentors through college. And then I got to the NFL, the same thing. We were like a group together. OC was like my brother. He was my next door neighbor in Auburn, which was a cool thing, right? So for me, it wasn't like I wore anybody's jerseys. It was like a brotherhood that was built through somebody that I enjoy watching, like Bruce Smith or, Michael Strahan, and OC going there. And then all of us now, like our brothers, hanging out and enjoying each other.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, good thing you're going to be in Houston. for the baseball thing. You know what I mean? Good time for this to all line up. That's awesome. What has been the most surreal thing for you, maybe with your jersey? Like, I don't know that I've ever seen Micah Parsons wear your jersey, but like, that's got to be super cool that you're that person. You're Bruce Smith to a lot of these young guys.
Yeah, I mean, talking with Micah Parsons, he's one of those guys where when I talked to him, he listened to every single thing that I said, and I saw him take it to the field his first year. He blew up, sort of made an identity for himself on what he enjoys doing, and that's being disruptive, right? And like now, you know, mentor him a little bit off the field, and then talking to him, he's an even better player this year, more mature, knows exactly what he needs to do, and he's being effective now with DeMarcus Lawrence and the whole plethora of guys that they have, and it's good to see all of them playing together this year.
What do you say to people who, the Cowboys have fewer turnovers to this point in this season than they did last year. So that was the big thing, right? Like regression is going to come, regression to the mean. It's super hard to have an elite defense year to year. People talk about the 2015 Broncos all the time. And 2016 was different, but it's just so hard to be that good year to year. The Cowboys seem to have done it. What do you attribute that to?
I think years of good drafting, but also guys owning up to Dan Quinn's philosophy. The first year, they're like, oh my God, we're all over the place. We're trying to figure out if we're in 3-4, 4-3. But now they're actually owning up to what they want him, what he wants them to do. But then there aren't any chiefs. And what I mean by that, there aren't guys that think that they're stars and they're better than the other guy. We are a team now. Like DeMarcus Lawrence has his Batman and Robin with Micah, right? And then also his supporting cast with the interior guys. Everybody is taking on their role for the first time, and we actually starting to see that this whole defense is coming together, and they're playing lights out and playing great. And the same thing on defense too. They're doing what they need to do. If they score early, we win football games because we're able to unleash the Dragons with DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah coming off of the edges, right, with the interior guys. But it becomes hard when you got to sit there and it's a close game, and now we got to stop the run, and it's a low-scoring game. So it'll be good to have Dak back, because I know that they usually score more points with him, but now with the defense, that it's going to be great.
So along those lines, because that's been the biggest talking point, that's what everyone wants to talk about. I know, DeMarcus, the homepage on your phone, bloggingtheboys.com, obviously. But that's the conversation, right? Dak's coming back, so that changes things. What is the difference, or is there a difference when you are an amazing defense, and you've obviously played in several, but you've played on teams that had really great offenses, and the Super Bowl you guys won, no disrespect at all for Peyton Manning, but the end of that season was definitely sort of a defensive heavy team. So do you feel that as a defense? Do you feel like, look, the offense isn't necessarily on fire right now, we have to go carry it, or does nothing change for you?
I think nothing changes for the defense. If we're on fire, we're on fire, because you're not going to have that awesome game every time. Sometimes the offense is going to hold you up. But when you're playing lights out, we say we got to take ownership of what we're doing. But if the offense messes up, cool, we got to still go out there and do what we need to do. But when you get to that point, when you have your leader back, and when we had Peyton on the field, he wasn't 100%, but we knew that the way that he orchestrated and got us rest on defense, so we were able to rush the passer, create big plays, and then give him short field for him to score. It was a chess match on how we played. We didn't expect for him to score 30 points. We knew he wasn't going to turn the ball over. We knew he was going to give us rest, but also he was going to make plays when it mattered, because he was there and he's experienced, and that's what we got with Dak too right now.
That's awesome. That is so cool. By the way, it's always the coolest thing when you say, like, that's what we have with Dak. That's what we want to hear, DeMarcus. Just, that is the coolest thing. My last one for you, as we kind of tie a bow on all this, is how cool is it to see the NFC East be back? Because when I was growing up and you were, coming on the scene, I always felt like I didn't really worry about the Eagles as much. It was Cowboys Giants. I mean, you guys played some, you mentioned OC. Look, I know you like OC. I'm not a fan. All right. Whatever. But it was Cowboys Giants for a long time. Cowboys Eagles is kind of the Gen Z kids. Like, that's the rivalry they know. Washington's whatever. How cool is it to see it sucks, but it's a lot of fun, right? To have the division be this big time race.
I think that when you have good competition in your division, the team that usually comes out, especially the NFC East, because we run the football, we're more gritty. When we face other teams, we just crush them, because we are just more aggressive. We just play better, and we play just fundamental football without all the smoke and mirrors. So with the division being like it is right now, so strong, whatever team is going to come out of there, they're going to have a really good chance at the Super Bowl because of what they had to go through with playing Philly, with playing Washington, playing Dallas Cowboys, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's going to be really good to see who comes out of this thing first and what happens next.
Right on. All right. So DeMarcus, this weekend, October 23rd in Houston, Texans, you guys have the Southern Smoke Festival. Bo Jackson's going to be a good time. Number one, do the Astros win the World Series? And two, your last questions, what is on your ideal barbecue plate? Like what meats, what cuts, and what sides?
The Astros will win. I mean, I'm an Astros fan, so the Astros will win. So I feel that way. And when you cooking barbecue, you don't need much on the plate. You need the meat, you need the sauce, you need just the bread, that good bread with the garlic on it, with the butter. I'm talking to you right now. And the good apple pie on the side. That's all you need. If you throw the macaroni and cheese in there, I'm gonna keep if you macaroni and cheese in there, it's over. You don't need much.
That's well said. That is well said. He is DeMarcus Ware. D-Ware will be rooting for you over the coming months. You belong in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Can't wait to see you get what is rightfully yours. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the weekend. And Bo Jackson, can't wait to see the secret sauce you guys cook up.
Peace.